Yes, everybody, welcome back to another video. This is Focus with Fido Unfiltered, and I have no one for you guys. Don't hesitate to like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit that post notification bell so you can be notified every time we post or upload. You can also leave your thoughts and your comments in the comment section of this video. Guys, you have two videos to look at. Primarily is when government system fails, because we have we're gonna get into it quickly. I hope I will not take too long in my reactions. I hope I will not take too long, but let's see if we can hit this nail on the head and get on with the video. Focus with Fido, truth bomb last 2K. So the first video you have is this one. Alright, if you're wondering what is going on there, so this is a fire. Somebody was burning the rubbish. There's an accumulation of rubbish in Funkole, and persons will decided they're gonna burn the rubbish in Funkole so that they can get rid of it at least some sort of way. Let's look at that. Yeah, I wanted to state it. One of the things I have to understand is, and I make mention of it in got a live video, but I have to make mention of it right here. When government system fails in such a capacity, then we have to ask ourselves, what is or where really is the sustainable Dominica that is being preached about, that is being spoken or widely sold to the Dominican people or the Dominican public? Simple things as garbage disposal is an issue. Simple things as garbage disposal is an issue. Okay, Funkole is relatively one of the closest community, or is the closest community to the garbage dump site. And for the government, okay, let me take it in a structural way. For the village council body to not come to a conclusion where that is concerned, okay, there's a problem. But anyways, if the village council cannot solve this problem, I guess they'll have to move to the next level. So the power rep. So then the power rep cannot solve this, and the power rep have to go to the next authority, which will be the prime minister. So it means nobody in the government, nobody in the village council could get a solution for this garbage accumulation in the community of Funkole. Now, if you have to look at the distance between Funkole and the landfill, it says 5 minutes. It's a 5-minute drive. It's a 5-minute drive. So you're telling me it's difficult. It's very difficult to get somebody to hire somebody to do that, or to outsource the work outside of our garbage trucks, because our garbage trucks have issues. Our garbage trucks have issues. So that is a breakdown in our systems, and at the simplest form. How is it that this amount of garbage accumulation, has to come to the result of somebody burning it to get rid of it? And it's just a 5 minutes drive to the landfill. It's not far. A 5 minutes drive to the landfill. That's a problem. We're not solving problems, guys. We're not solving problems. And let's look at the other one, which is a bit more of a more common problem, I think, all over. Although both of them are equally common, but.
Listen, I've been speaking about this for the longest while. You seen that? That is a hazard. That is a hazard for the people living at Grange. Vehicles have problem coming up when you see somebody else coming down at the same time. You cannot see the edge of the road. And if somebody go down in that can be a serious problem. I think I need to do that job. I've been begging to get a job. So what I can do, I can sharpen my cutlass and I can start to cut. See the example? See that?
All right, guys. Like I was saying, this is failed. This is our system fails. It's not, as we don't have any sustainable framework in Dominica, I should say. We do not have any sustainable framework in Dominica, I should say, because that there should have been systems in place to handle those situations. We don't really have roadside maintenance. We don't really have roadside maintenance when it comes to Dominica and our public roads and our accessibility to our roads. We do not have those things. All right. So one of the things to solve those issues, and I can tell you one of the main ways, the easiest, the simplest way to solve those issues, first and foremost, the village council should have those things under control. The village council should have things in place to handle that. The village council should be the ones taking note of that. The village council should be the ones looking out at those persons who are able to deal with the situations. The village council should have some sort of autonomy, I should say, or some sort of independence, I should say, more or less independence in terms of taking care of its village. All right. No, if the village council, if it is beyond the capacity of the village council, then here comes the power rep to take charge. But the issue we have in Dominica is that everything is power rep. Village councils are more or less dormant in Dominica. So that everything is left to be on the power backs, considering the particular communities, and then that's where we get underperformance. That's where we get neglect. Because they're not really doing their job. It's a control kind of a thing, and it should not be that way. We should have a sustainable system where those things could be handled and it could be working properly. But no, we don't have that, guys. We don't have that. Then create those sustainable systems in place and try not to hold and be so nitty gritty about who get that and who get that. You cannot. One of the main issues, I can tell you guys the real truth. One of the main issues is because the current government or administration has too much gatekeeping in their system. They want to gatekeep everything. So if you're not supporting them and you can do the job, they will find somebody to do a worse job than you because why? This is their supporter. That is not development. That is not development. And that has been happening. That has been happening. I don't see why. We can have roadside maintenance island wide going on. Every community have persons set up in place. Leave NEP aside. Let NEP do something else. Let NEP function something else. But and again, our NEP workers are doing roadside maintenance. I just realized is our NEP workers are doing roadside maintenance. And then so the funding now does be messed up in that regard. So when the funding not 100% there, NEP workers don't really work. So you see where the type coming now? It's not really. I can tell you guys, it's not really sustainable. When our primary income is something as volatile as CBI, then that's a problem. That's really a problem. This is what I just got to say and close up this video because the more we get into it, everything is connected. The more we get into it, you'll see that everything is really connected to bad governance
One coming
and
down
resource allocation.
and one coming up. You see now? You must wait. Look at that one. They don't know what to do. That is the idea. You see that? I'm glad I kept shot in time. Yes, sir. Look at that. That is a serious problem. I begging them for the job they don't give to me. So long I talk about it. Alright? I talk to our pal, what's her name? Brighton Creamy, she don't give me the job. So look at that. That is a problem.
All right, guys. So this is basically it. When we have government system fails, where's our sustainable Dominica? That is the question we need to ask because a sustainable Dominica would
Listen,
definitely put system and things in place, systems and structures in place to really and truly maintain everything. When are we gonna get to that place, Dominica? When are we gonna get to that place, guys? When are we gonna get to that place where true development and true sustainability would be visible in terms of longevity of systems, longevity of structures? We just get not just in relation to this video. We just get a couple of trucks. We just imported a couple of garbage trucks, and every one of them broken down because of they wanted even new vehicles, stuff like that. That is not sustainable. That is not sustainable. And anyways, guys, this is Focus if you Unfiltered. If you haven't done so, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit that post notification bell so you can be notified every time you post or upload. And if you guys you can leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section, guys, because yeah, that is just basically it. When government system fails and they're preaching about a sustainable Dominica, then it will always prove itself, it will always speak for itself. Sustainability is to maintain yourself over a period of time when you become sustainable. But nothing this government has put into place was ever sustainable. Yet, every speech that comes from the Prime Minister office to build a sustainable Dominica, but it's not. Guys, time to open your eyes. Time to see the truth, Focus with Fido Unfiltered is out.